Now, back to Coastal Living on KZTV.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time to talk mental health with our friends from Evolved Healing Center. Please welcome Dr. Kate Rodriguez and Malika Wiley. Familiar faces. We really enjoy your company, ladies, because you offer so much insight on these important topics. Mental health awareness. What do we need to consider when we think of our mental health? We know we need to find help. We know we need to ask and kind of check on our friends. But what more is there to it?
We're really trying to drop the stigma. You can go get help at any point. Everybody needs counseling at some point or another. So at Evolve Healing Center, we focus a lot on preventative care. So a lot of people don't realize, like, you're very stressed out, you have something going on, you can ask for help. You don't have to wait till it gets really, really bad.
Sure. And it doesn't need to be something that's absolutely traumatic or, you know, defined in a certain way. It can be something simple, like you said, that sort of builds up over time, that sort of eats at you and the way that you live your life, right?
Absolutely.
Right, absolutely. Something as simple as like sleep habits or stress or becoming a new mom and what does this transition look like, or celebrating 5 months like you were, like any of that you can talk to a mental health provider about.
Absolutely. And as much as, you know, as a mom, I think it's really interesting because I noticed other moms asking, how are you? How's mama doing? Instead of, how's the baby? How's everything? Oh, it's good, and we're happy, and everything's great. Obviously, being a mom can be stressful. Being a veteran can be stressful. Being a parent, just in general. So asking to dig a little deeper, I guess, when you ask that question is important.
Yes, we're actually kicking off a whole new campaign to be able to start asking people, how are you really? Because when you just say, how are you? People are, oh, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Well, how are you really? Especially, like you said, new moms, new parents in general. It is so tough, and everyone expects you to be just in happy little baby land, but they're tired. You're trying to juggle work, you're trying to stay in the relationship. There's so many different stressors, and we can talk about it. Let's make it okay to ask people, how are they really doing?
I agree. And how are some ways that we can sort of dig deeper? So say I'm like, oh, it's good, but you know, it's a little stressful being a mom. What's a good follow-up question, whether it's a mother, a veteran, or anybody else that might be struggling with just depression, suicidal thoughts, or just being overwhelmed? How can we dig deeper with that?
I like to say 2 things. One would be just to listen, like the power of us just listening, nodding our heads, being like, wow, that sounds tough. Like that can be monumental. The second thing I would say is, what do you need right now? Is there anything right now that you need from me? And that takes the pressure off of me being the receiver, and you're like, huh, what do I need from Malika right now?
Sure.
And so then I can actually help and give you the help that you may need.
I love that, because even then I might be restricted and saying, oh, no, I'm fine, I don't need anything, but I am constructing a list in my head of what I do need, and maybe I don't feel comfortable asking a friend, but maybe I can get my mom to help, or maybe I can get a relative to help, right?
Yeah, and just normalizing that we all need help at some point or another. Yes, some of us are super women on the outside, but we still need help. We still need to talk to people and be vulnerable at times. Luckily, we work with a whole group of counselors. So if something's going on, you better bet, and your staff mean it's like, no, how are you really? Like, I know what's going on. Like, I know this is a tough month, or I know this is happening. So we check on each other constantly and pick up on those cues. So don't be afraid to ask.
I agree. And it's important to have friends who do recognize that. Say, I realize you've been going through this lately. Let's check in with each other. Or I've got a girlfriend, my friend Connie, who's so great at when she does need a vent, she checks in with you to make sure that you can handle it. I have a lot to let out. Are you capable of taking this right now? And I love that she asked, because sometimes it's like, no, girl, I've got so much on my plate. I don't need you to put any salt and pepper on this dish. Like, we're done. Maybe next time.
Good for you, Connie.
Absolutely. And so that's not just for women, but men too. So if you're a man and you're watching, don't be afraid to ask for help. Whatever your circumstances are, we all need help at some point. You can reach out to the ladies at Evolve Healing Center or anyone you feel comfortable with, but please, please look for help. Okay, when we return, we're talking for mental health. You'll learn more when we return on Coastal Living.